Hello, hello to all my crafty and vintage loving friends. This is Julie and I am back with a long overdue haul. It's been such a long time since I shared a haul with you and I'm really excited. Also, I'm really excited to get my craft desk, aka the dining room table, cleaned off, so you know when I start getting too many piles, it's time for a haul. Also, I've started digging into some of these things, so it's definitely time for a haul. So the two places that I visited, I have a Savers here locally, and I also have a small independent thrift store. So really, those are the two. I do shop at Savers more often just because I go that direction, and I don't stop into the other one often enough. But after today's haul and looking what I have in my pile here, I should visit it more often. So let's go ahead, let's dig into what I picked up at Savers. So those that have a Savers near them, also it may be a Value Village in your area, they do offer 20% off coupons if you donate items. So I did have a coupon this day. Also, I just bought books and they have a special at my Savers. I'm not sure if it's at every Savers, but if you buy 4 books, you get 1 free. So I don't often find enough to take advantage of that deal, but this day I definitely did. 2 of my favorite things to look for are these Peterson field guides. So I not only collect them, but I love to craft with them. I collect the hardbound versions that have that yummy minty green kind of linen covers on them. I maybe have, in fact, I'm looking at them right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have, I think, 8 in my collection currently. They're across from me in the room. I love to display them. I love the color of them, but I'm always looking for these paper bound versions because I like to craft with them. They have the most wonderful images inside. This one is Field Guide to Western Birds. I already have one of these. I'm already in it and I've been cutting it up and collaging with it. So this one will probably get added and I'll make a paper pack or something out of it. So it'll definitely get used up, but you can see how even the black and white images in these books are just gorgeous. Look how stunning that is. And then of course, yeah, the color pages. And I like to use even the printed pages as well. So nothing goes to waste in these books. Look at that, look at the owls. So that was a fun find. This was $3.99. Of course, I had the free book and I also had 20% off. The other one that I picked up is Peterson Field Guides, Pacific State Wildflowers. I do believe I already have this in my collection. Ooh! Bonus. But I never pass these up. The images, the illustrations are so gorgeous. I love crafting with the black and white. These are great too. You can add color with colored pencils or markers or watercolors. They're just beautiful. And then look at all the color images. So these are definitely a pickup. I never pass these up. Let's see, this one was $3.99 and that was $3.99 as well. So let me put those aside and look at that cool postcard. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay, that's going to be fun to do something with. It says here, San Francisco, California. I don't see a date. Photography by Howard King. Gorgeous. Love that. So that was a little bonus. I also picked up 2 children's books. This is by my beloved Richard Scarry. It's hard to pass up a Richard Scarry book. He is one of my favorite authors and obviously illustrators. His images are just amazing. And this is one of the little tiny, first little golden books. So it's a little tiny one, 99 cents. I have to say that's super terrific for my Savers. What was this one? $1.49. I've also seen little golden books at my Savers for $2.99, $3. Can you believe that? So this one wasn't too bad, but I often do look at the prices and consider. But I love these little tiny ones. I don't find them very often. And look at that, so cute. So probably with the size, because I like to make little small journals, I'll probably make a small journal out of this eventually rather than just fussy cutting the images. I have a little pile going on my floor here. This other one is the Golden Egg book. I probably have several of these already in my collection, but again, the price was great and the images are awesome. And this one is in lovely shape, I have to say. It's a little bit newer, I can tell by the feel. Yeah, copyright renewed 1975 on this one, but the pages are in beautiful condition. They're nice and crisp. So again, great for fussy cutting, great for crafting, or to make a journal out of. And then look at this one. Oh my gosh, this is probably my favorite. Even though I love the field guides, this is definitely my favorite out of the bunch. So this was $3.99, and it's called Crafts Activities featuring 65 holiday ideas, and it is all kinds of amazing. Let's see what the copyright, even just the first page, look at that. Look at that on the first page. Copyright 1970. And let's do a little flip through. I would say if you like crafting and using these large style pages in your signature, this would definitely be one to look up on eBay. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Is that great? I would even like to frame that. I just think that's great. This checks off all the boxes for me. Obviously, being a crafter, enjoying crafting and collecting and selling vintage, this just sort of checks all the boxes for me. Look at that. Lunchtime. It tells you how to make a little bird feeder with maybe metal pie tins, I think, maybe. Look at this. Nature's jewelry. What are those? Maybe walnut shells. Making leaves with walnut shells. Look at these little mice. Oh my gosh. Pine cone tree. I mean, we can even replicate some of these. Look at that. I love all the mobiles. The fish and the birds. Isn't that fun? This was definitely a good find. Look at her. Bottle faces. I don't know if I'll make her, but she's fun. In case you want to look it up on eBay, you can take a screen print of this, but it's by Carl E. Frankson and Kenneth R. Benson. So definitely one to be on the lookout for. Okay, so that's what I got at Savers. And then I'll start pulling the things that I picked up at the little independent thrift store. I have to say I rarely find craft supplies, paper packs, stamps, that kind of thing. I rarely ever find them at my Savers, but somebody, a crafter, must have donated a bunch of supplies because they had bins and bins, and so I picked through. I just had a really great time looking through all the stamps and the paper packs. This one I've already opened, so like I said, I've already started digging into some of these piles that I need to haul. I've been crafting with them. Some things I've listed on Etsy, and let's see who makes this. So this is a stamp pad by Heidi Grace, and it says 8 rubber cling stamps. I already opened the package. I think it was $1.50, I think is what I paid for this. They don't offer any discounts in that thrift store, but I thought this one was so cute for a project I'm working on. So this is a good segue to mention that many of my crafty and vintage loving friends here in the community, we are going to be having a craft supply sale November 22nd. It will be on my friend LeAnne, Crafty Kitty Vintage YouTube channel, and co-hosted by amazing Amy's Art. And I will put the link below. I'm not sure if we have the thumbnail up for that yet. Once it's up, I'll go back and link it below in the description, but I will put the link to LeAnne's channel and also all the details, what time we're starting. So it'll be similar to our crafty marathon sales that we've had. A lot of the makers and vintage collectors, crafters that are in that group will be participating in this craft supply sale. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I think we each have a half-hour block, and we will be rotating through again on LeAnne's channel. I digress, but I just thought these stamps were super cute, and I wanted to use this particular one for some packaging that I've been working on. I just finished these up this morning. I won't tell you what is in them. It'll be a surprise, but I thought it would be really fun to dress up the packaging for some of the vintage craft supplies that I'll be bringing to the sale. And I don't know, I want to add something else on here, maybe my shop name. I do have a shop on Etsy in addition to doing crafting content here on YouTube, but isn't that cute? I just think it's really fun. So I already tested out that stamp. Let's see, what are the other sets I have? I have to say it wasn't really great. Let me pull that back. I didn't get the best of impressions. This was probably the best of all the ones I tried. I haven't worked with this brand of stamp before, and it may be too because they're kind of old. If anybody has any suggestions, I did notice that there's a little film that comes off. So I'm imagining it makes them, let's try this one, sticky. Oh, okay, so that's why. So it makes it sticky to go onto an acrylic block. So I'll have to test the other ones. Does that mean I need to keep this part? I do not know. Anybody knows, let me know. I think I already threw that one away, but I thought these were all kinds of fun. And let's see, I also picked up this one mostly for the mushrooms. I love a good mushroom, but everything else on here is really cute. Trees, a deer, some foxes, an owl. What does it say? Hi, cutie. You're a deer and nuts for you. So I think these will be fun, and it was only $1. Who are these by? Hampton Art. Those are fun. This was a fun find. I don't have any Halloween stamps at all in my stash, so I was happy to find this one. It was $1. It looks like it is put out by Recollections, which is a Michaels brand, and I just think it's cute. Love the owl, love the little bat here, so that'll be fun. I didn't get to craft with it this Halloween, but I think it'll be fun to craft with next year. This was awfully cute, only 50 cents. Flower stem clear stamps. Who's the, oh, I guess the maker is Autumn Leaves. This is a 2010, but I thought those would be cute and really cute too for an art journal. I love the abstract look and shape of those. I also picked up these fall stamps. We do still have time here. Still doing fall and Christmas stamping. These were only 50 cents. By, I guess, Studio G. They're 2009 Lynette Anderson Taylor. They're just really cute. I think those will be fun. Of course, my daughter Taylor, she made me the cutest little handmade acorn stamp. She did it with an eraser back when she came on my channel. We did a little tutorial of that. So I have to say the acorn that she made me is much cuter than this one, but that will be fun to craft with. Let's see, what else did I also picked up this tag pad. I don't know if that was a great value at $1. Let me see if I can open this up. Let's see here, but it is nice to have some tags that are already made and ready to go, right? When you're making handmade tags, it's nice sometimes to stick, I'm gonna just pull that off. A little plain tag maybe in the tuck behind it, just if you need a pop of color or you need a quick make. And of course you can decorate them, so that's even better. They're all ready to go, and I thought these were cute. I like that they already have the hole punched in, kind of fall, definitely vintage style of paper. I love the polka dots. So I think this will be fun. And who makes those? K & Company. And then this was a really fun find, again, because I don't find craft supplies, like paper craft supplies often. This was $2. It's K & Company, and it's an unopened pack of die cuts. Let's dig in here and take a look at those. So it looks like they're all travel themed. Here is a close-up of all the die cuts in the pack. And let's take a look at these. Oh, these are fun. Yeah, at least I don't think it was open. But look how cute these are. I love the little arrows, calendar. Look at that. That'll be fun for patriotic journal next year. Cute. We have postage stamps. Here's another one of those calendars. I think these are super fun. These will be fun to craft with. They'll be fun to add into paper packs or friend mail. Look at these. Away we go. Oh, I love these. These were a good find. What does this one say? Things to see, travel, things to do. Oh, look at that one. I love that one. Airmail. I love that vintage looking airmail stickers, sightseeing. So that was a really fun find. What is this here? We have a big, little bit bent, but once I glue it down, it'll be okay. Beautiful glittered Statue of Liberty. Adventure, fun, wanted, exploration. Those are great. Okay. Maybe clean these up. Go. Oh, also I had this sitting out. I thought this was super fun. It definitely has some stains on it, but aren't the colors great? It says doily as is. It was just $1. What do you all think? Do you think if I soak this in OxyClean, would it take the stains out? I hate to make the color on the yarn fade at all because I love the bright colors. So let me know what you think, what would be safe to do. But if not, I will definitely, I don't think I'm gonna cut it up. I love the colors so much. I'll probably just use it for photography prop or something like that. So that was a great find. Oh, this was the other thing I found. So I'm always looking for vintage lace like this if I can find them in sort of a big bulk lot, because I love to add little packs to my Etsy shop. I'll probably be bringing some of this to the craft supply sale as well. I can't really tell. The name of it is not very clear, but hopefully you can see a close-up of that. It's just a really very, very pretty delicate white lace. And the interesting thing, and I don't know, it doesn't really make sense that it would be stained, but I noticed some here around the top of the roll, if you can see that, how some of it is, and it's just on the circle, so it's not on the whole bit of lace, but some of the circles have sort of a yellow look to them. So what I did when I was making packets, I kept the portion that has the yellow on it, and I'm going to try coffee dyeing it or coffee staining it. So I have a big pile. That's one of the little experiments I want to do this week, and I will post something in my community tab, or I will keep you updated on that, on how well it coffee stained or dyed, and I'll probably be bringing some of that to the supply sale too. But that was a really fun find. Oh, let me show you this. And this is how I have packaged it. That one came up a little bit, but these are currently in my Etsy shop. I guess it's the maker, the crafter, creator in me, but I love to package things in a cute way. The packets contain 5 yards, and I've wrapped them around vintage children's encyclopedia book pages, and one of my little labels here, so you can also craft with the packaging. So those are available in my Etsy shop. The link is below. And I also have some packets of this lace. I think I have it in 2 and 3 yard packets as well. And this is kind of a wider, more beige or ecru type vintage lace, and it's really, really pretty. So the packaging, I wanted to make it a little bit slightly different from one to the other. And then let's see, what else did I find? I think I have some books here and some paper packs. This one was 50 cents. I don't think the whole thing is here. I think some of the pages are missing, but I just thought it was super cute. I love the prints. And I also like these little 6x6s too. I think they're fun to craft with. Look how cute that is with the little kitties. I always keep these little top portions too. Those are fun when you're doing strip tags or something like that. I think those are cute. Oh, look how cute those are. Oh my gosh, that is adorable. I'm gonna come back in here and fussy cut these. Meow, smile, adventure. So that was a fun pack. They also had this one for 50 cents. And this is by Bo Bunny. And these colors really appealed to me. I love kind of the plant motif. Ooh, that's pretty with the marble. So it looks like these are kind of in greens and browns. So I thought those would be fun for fall crafting this season. Again, I don't think it's a whole pack, but very, very, very pretty. How many did it say? Well, maybe 36 pages. They may all be there. I don't know. They might all be in there. Oh, this was fun. Now, I have no idea what the cards look inside. Let's open it because I wasn't able to open it in the thrift store. I only paid $2, so I figure how could I go wrong for $2? Picture word bingo set. I don't know if there's any date or age on here, but I'm hoping, yes, I'm hoping there's some good stuff in here. So it looks like we have a ton of these really cute cards. Let's see, little playing cards. Oh, these are cute. Okay, this was a good buy. I don't know, there's probably 40 maybe of these large side bingo cards. So these would be fun to make little journals out of, and you could even make tags. You can fussy cut just the strips or the little squares themselves and make little die cuts. Aren't those cute? Okay, that was a good find for the $2. It looks like there's a bunch of these little red squares in here. And I love the playing cards. Let's see what we have here. These are cute. Red, pencil. Okay. These are going to be fun. Very cute. We can make tags. We can fussy cut some of the images out. They're kind of ready to go. We can glue them onto a larger size tag. This is a fun thing to have in your stash. And you can just grab it. You don't need to do much to it. Add some cute little material, little cute topper, some buttons, something like that. Isn't that cute? I might save that. And I also, the other thing that I love to do with playing cards, postcards, any type of vintage ephemera, I love to display things like this too. So not only use them in my journal, but I like to pick out cute cards like this and stick them into a little spiky flower frog. Like, wouldn't that be cute? And like to do a little display, like back to school. We have the apple and the bus, fish. Yeah, so those are fun. Now that I've said that, I'm like, oh, what other good ones are in here? I have a little cat. Ooh, moon. Like that one would be great to display in a little spiky flower frog. Or if any of you have those metal kind of fan type card displays, I do have one of those as well. I was seeing if there were any like pumpkins or anything in here, but moon would be fun to display for Halloween. So I think that was a great buy. Be fun to do something with those. And let's see. Oh, let's look at the paper packs first, and then we'll look at the books. Okay, I picked up, and they had a bunch of it. I don't even know how much it was. Maybe 25 cents, 50 cents, something like that. I probably should have grabbed more. I think they had multiples of this one, and this was well, it says wedding, but it's just very generic. Birds are gorgeous, the floral, so I like things that even though it says wedding, it isn't seasonal specific, or, you know, it doesn't say happy anniversary or best wishes or anything like that. So I think that was a fun find. And then I picked up 2 of the large paper packs. Some of them were priced pretty high, but I do know when you buy these new in the stores, they can be quite pricey. I don't see like an original price on this. 2013, and I paid $2. I thought that was pretty good given the amount that was left. And I'm still kind of trying to work through the 12 by 12s that I have. I recently reorganized them, and I've been pulling them out more. I feel like because I like to make smaller journals, I tend to gravitate towards the 6 by 6s a little bit more. But these are really great. Oh, look at that. Oh, I didn't even see that. Parade of flowers. That'll be beautiful for like a floral journal. Look how pretty those are. So I thought this was a really pretty pack. Sorry, my hand's probably in the way. Well, I guess I'll go back to doing it this way. It's kind of hard to do it up and down, but really pretty. I like the pastels. I don't have a lot. Oh, look at those, are so cute. I don't have a lot of pastel kind of spring colors, so I think this will be fun come spring, Easter, that kind of thing. The other one was this Maggie Holmes. It was $2.50. I guess this one is called Bloom. Again, I liked the bright springy colors. Let's see that. Oh my gosh, look at those birds, are cute. Anything with birds and mushrooms and flowers and owls, those kind of generic things, they get me all day long. Look how cute these are. How cute are those? Those will be really fun to fussy cut, and then even fussy cut around the little faux cello tape there. Oh, those are fun. What does that say? How cute is that? That almost, like, how could we replicate that? It almost looks like a sewn ruffle in a way, or a folded ruffle. Isn't that cute? That's really cute. So these will be fun to cut up into smaller tags. Really pretty. Oh, we have 2 pages of that one. More of that. So yeah, I think this was a fun find. That's cute. How simple is that? Just to do a little X or a little plus sign with washi tape? That would even be a cool idea. Okay, and then I found these 2 books. This one was $4, and it's called the Golden Book Magazine. Let's look for the copy. Look at the funny thing about that thrift store. So sometimes they do price things a little bit higher, but I noticed on a lot of their books, like somebody must have bought this for $7.50 originally, but they do often look up comps on eBay, and especially in their books, they'll put a little sticky note or something like that in there. And of course, I don't blame them at all for doing that. They do support really wonderful charities here in the area. So of course, you know, they're trying to garner a higher price for their things than maybe you would find at Savers or Goodwill or something like that. So not to say that I blame them in any way for doing that, but I just noticed that they do that a lot, and I only see them doing that with their books. So I paid $4, and I think this is really great magazine. 1930, so it's September 1930, And it is just chock full of really great ads. Articles, look at even that. Look how beautiful that is. It's like a little bit faded, so it must have been green. Yeah, definitely was green to begin with. Gorgeous. But look at all these great ads in here. I'll do a little bit of a flip through. So there's even, and it has a lot of wear on it, so it makes me feel okay with cutting it up and sharing it with other people. Maybe making some packs or including in friend mail. Isn't that beautiful? I had sort of a Victorian style journal that got pushed to the wayside that I need to come back to, but these would be really pretty pages in that. In fact, let me see what the pages is, what the paper is like. Let's see. Let me get one that is maybe a little bit bent already or not super interesting. If I can find one, might be hard to find one that's not interesting. Looks like they all have illustrations on them. Yeah, I was just going to do a little bit of a test to see if they're fragile. Yeah, these may not be the best pages to use in a signature because I do think that they would crack, but definitely they would be great to do little fussy cuts and back them onto something. Aren't they fun? A novice at the feasts inclined to blush. That's fun. Oh, look at that. When genius markets its wear. That's interesting. They're like little signatures. Wouldn't those make the prettiest tags? Just to cut out each one and then just maybe add a little something. Oh, Edgar Allan Poe. I don't know all of them. Thackeray. Yeah, those are fun. So I think that was a really good find. Oh, look at that, the old comics, but just all these ads here, really great. So that was a fun find. And then this maybe is my favorite at that particular trip. This was $7, so it's a little bit more maybe to pay for a songbook, but I love these big books of sheet music. So copyright is 1973. And I just love finding these large typeface. They're great to fold and make signatures out of, or folios, include in a signature. But look at all the really great reproduction posters and advertising and stuff in there. Look how great that would be to include that in the page of a journal. So this was a really fun find. Look at that. Very cool. Really, really cool. So we'll get a lot of use out of that. Oh, look how beautiful is that. And even if you didn't want to use this whole page, you could come in and cut and just use, make little fussy cuts out of all the different sections here. So I think that was wonderful. I think this was a really fun haul. I picked up all these things before I went to Florida, so I've had them sitting in a little pile on the desk here for a while, and I almost forgot what was in them other than the stamps. I kept looking at the stamps and of course wanted to craft with that one this morning, but I think this was a really fun haul. Do let me know what you think about this. I just think, isn't it beautiful? Look at it, it even matches my little runner here that I like to use for my haul backdrops. There's a little something there. Looks like a little bit of a thread, but yeah, let me know what you think. I'm a little nervous about soaking it, but it looks like there's a little discoloration here and here. Whoever owned this, they loved it too, but I'm happy to have it now. So I think that is it, friends. I love, love, love thrifting and treasure hunting for vintage craft supplies. vintage to add to my collection or share in my Etsy shop. So if you love that too, I hope you will consider subscribing to my channel. I also go live every Thursday for Vintage Craft and Chat here on my channel at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, and I do guided craft tutorials. It's my chance to hang out with everybody, to chat, to visit, and to do some fun crafting. The craft tutorials are typically guided. I include a list of craft supplies in the description of the video. And the great thing is, if you can't join us live, you can always watch the replay. It is there forever and ever for you to go back and watch the tutorial and craft along at a time that works for you. And I have watched my own tutorials back many a time. Some of them I did many years ago, so I have been known to go back and watch a tutorial because I can't remember exactly, you know, little steps and things in that I did in the craft. So I love that they're back for me to look at and you to go back and look and enjoy. And I think that's it, my friends. Definitely look down in the description. I will put updates to the craft sale as they come up. I will post the thumbnail for the day and just share information on LeAnne's channel and Amy's channel as well. And that's it. Stay tuned. I have more hauls coming up. I have a huge one from Florida. Jim and I, we spent 2 weeks in Florida. I hit up a ton of thrift stores. I hit up local Ollie's. I even went to the Dollar Trees because I wanted to see what they had that was maybe a little bit different than what I find at home. And so that's going to be a really big haul. And I have a smaller one from a little meetup that a bunch of us friends did here in Southern California. So we hit up a Savers and also a bunch of antique malls. So stay tuned for both of those hauls, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, friends.